Hi guys, in this video I'm going to be doing a technical analysis of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, ticker DIA. I'm going to show viewers why I believe there's probably something like a 70-75% chance that we're going to see maybe something like a 5% pullback in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's what I'm seeing based on this technical analysis. So this chart shows you the last year. So from the middle part of November 14th, 2018 until November 15th of 2019. And what I'm going to try to show you guys is the price action determined by the technical analysis here. So we can see here that obviously beginning in late, towards the last few weeks of 2018, there was a big drop, right? The Dow had one of its worst weeks in 10 years. It fell to, almost that 22,000 level, and then we saw a big run up, right? So the first time, every time the RSI is relative strength index, it determines how overbought or oversold a security is. So obviously when there's more buyers in the market, more buying pressure, there's few sellers, and the buying has been exhausted at that point, and then it turns, because then there's many sellers and few buyers, and so the buyers dictate the price, and then the price tends to fall. Vice versa, when you get a big sell-off, right? There's very, very many buyers and that want to buy, and there's few sellers. So then the sellers dictate the price, so the price tends to go up. So if you look there, the RSI, anytime the RSI falls below 30 is considered to be a very oversold level. Anytime that the RSI goes above 70, that's considered to be a very overbought level. And you'll see stock securities, the median over time, the average is about 50, right? So that means the security is neither overbought nor oversold. So hopefully that gives you a kind of a good context in understanding of how to read this chart. Okay, so we can see here that the current RSI of the Dow Jones Industrial Average is almost 76. It's at 75.69. And again, this is on the daily chart. So let's start here in 2019. So the first time that the Dow, it happened 3 times in 2019 where the RSI went above 70 like it is now. And I'm going to show you 4 examples. It almost hit 70 there in the late part of April, about 68. But I'm going to show you the correlation of when the RSI becomes very oversold. I'm going to show you the correlation to how that oftentimes what follows is a sell-off, is a pullback in the price of a security or an index. So the first time that the Dow Jones, or the last year, hit that 70 RSI was mid to late February. Okay, it hit about 70, 71, and then over the next preceding about a month, right, till about the beginning part of March, the Dow fell about 1,000 points. Okay, it happened again in late April. The securities, we saw once it hit 68 there in late April, it was in that 26.6, 26.7, kind of in that range. And then again, what did we see? From late April to late May, the Dow fell, about 1,500 points, right? And then we can see it happen again in mid-June, okay, where the RSI just touched 70 there. And then what happened over the next 45 days, from about mid-June to August, the Dow fell about 1,300 points. Okay, and then we look, we go more future into the chart here and further along. It hit it at about, in that July 10, July 15, I don't know the exact date, but it was in that beginning part of July. Okay, where the Dow was up above 27,000, the RSI was close to 74, and then what happened? Okay, over the next, this was a lot quicker, kind of a sharper sell-off, where the Dow fell from just over 27,000 down to that, roughly 20, just below 26. So roughly, it was like a 1,700 point sell-off in less than 30 days. Okay, so average, this has happened about 4 times where that RSI has either crept really close or above the 70, which is again the overbought reading. Okay, so it's happened roughly 4 times. The average point drop has been about 1,375 over the next month to 45 days. And the other thing I want to make viewers aware of is the key support line through most of this. As you can see, every time that RSI has gone above 70 and then there's been a sell-off, the key support line where that security price is held, right, and that's when you see buyers go in, it has been the 200-day moving average, which you can see there in the chart. It's that yellow line, right? So I think that, given trying to put a current price target on where the Dow could go, I think it's likely somewhere in that range. Right now, the 200-day moving average, okay, i.e. a potential support level, is 263.67. So that would imply the Dow being about 26.3. Okay, so again, if you take, the Dow closed on Friday, November 15th at an all-time high, like 28,000 roughly. So if we take the average of 1375, right, that would imply, roughly speaking, you take 28,000 less, roughly, let's call it 1,400 for round numbers. That would imply, about 26,600. The 200-day potential support line, again, which it seems like over the last year, every time there's been a big sell-off, that 200-day moving average has been a key support line. So, right now the 200-day moving average of the Dow Jones is about 263.67. So I think that, given my take is that I think it's likely that we see a pullback. Okay, again, if that's a month, 45 days, maybe 2 months from now, but it wouldn't surprise me to see the Dow fall 4, 5, 6% over the next, by the end of the year. That would not surprise me one bit, given my technical analysis and my reading on the technicals of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Okay, so again, from the current levels of 28,000, the Dow's at 28,000 right now. 26.3 to 26.6 price target. Okay, 26,300 to 26,600 price target for the Dow would imply, roughly 4 to 6% pullback, okay, in the index. So I think that, based on what we've seen in the price action over the last year, I don't know, I would call it probably a 70-75% chance that you could see something like that over the next month or two, as we kind of wind down Q4 here in 2019. Now, again, I could be wrong. Okay, the technicals are not always perfect. There is a chance that the Dow keeps climbing, but I would say that's unlikely at this point. But it's possible, and again, I don't know exactly what that would be, but I think that, my take, if I had to, put a price target, if I was a betting man, I would say, that 200-day moving average is a good price target. It's a good support level for the index. Okay, so hope this helps you guys. One last thing I would say too is that you can see, we're getting to be towards the top end of the Bollinger Bands there. And again, if you read about the Bollinger Bands are between the high end and the low end, it shows about 95% of all possible outcomes. Okay, it's 2 standard deviations below and above, okay, the median stock price. Okay, so it's about 95% of all potential outcomes for where, the closing price of a stock, okay, over over the course of time. So we're getting to be extended. We're getting to be to the top end of those Bollinger Bands, and you can see there the top end, okay, is about 28,001. That's only another 100 points above where we're at right now. On the low end, that's about 26,500, and then the mid range is about 27.3. So again, it would not surprise me to see a sell-off, in the Dow, given the current valuations. I would guess if I had to put a price target, I would say somewhere in the range of 26.5 to 27, something like that, I think is what we could see over the next 30 to 45 days. So that's all I got for this, but thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoy the video. If you have questions, if you like it, like the video or comment in the comment section below. And just to remember too, like, if you're trading, investing, always know your risk level, risk profile, and then allocate your capital accordingly. And stay diversified. Again, thanks you guys for watching. Hope this helps you, and look forward to seeing you on a future video.